That's not what we want. That's what we want. There we go. Okay, I hope everyone can see that. If you can't, please do shout out, but I think we should be all right. So, hope we're all looking forward to the quiz, and we will get ourselves started. First round as ever is the sport round. Got one more person coming in. Hi, Amelia, you're just in time. We're just about to start on sport round 1. And this month, I've done a round all about the Winter Olympics. This is all about the Winter Olympics, this one. So we're going to get started. Test your Winter Olympic knowledge. Which of these, question 1, which of these is not a Winter Olympic sport? Is it A, skiing, B, snowboarding, or C, snowball fighting? Which of these 3 things would you not see in the Winter Olympics? Is it skiing, is it snowboarding, or is it snowball fighting? All right. Question 2. We are going to go back through the questions at the end of the round, so don't worry if you need a bit more thinking time. Question 2. Can you name any city that has hosted the Winter Olympics since the year 2000? So any host city of the Winter Olympics since the year 2000. So there are 6 possible answers, and I only want 1 of them. So anywhere that has hosted the Winter Olympics, that's what I want to know. Hi, Alex. You have missed question 1, but don't worry, we're going to go back through at the end of the round, so you will get a chance to see it. You just have to start on question 2. In question 2, can you name any city that has hosted the Winter Olympics since the year 2000? Quite a difficult question, this. So for those parents listening in, hopefully it stretches your brain cells a little bit. Question 3. Downhill, slalom, giant slalom, and combined are 4 major disciplines of which winter sport? And you can see on the screen there, that picture is a picture of a giant slalom course. So big snowy slope with some gates you have to make turns around. What sport do you think you use that course for? Downhill, slalom, giant slalom.
Max.
Yep. Who's that?
Max.
Yep.
Sir.
Everything all right?
Sir.
Everything okay?
I need the question. Will you read the question number 3, please?
Question 3?
Yes.
So question 3, that's the one we're on, is downhill, slalom, giant slalom, and combined are 4 major disciplines of which winter sport? Downhill, slalom, giant slalom, and combined are 4 major disciplines, that's 4 major types of which winter sport? And don't worry, we are going to go through these questions again just at the end of the round to make sure everyone's got them. Question 4. The film Cool Runnings is about a Jamaican team that take part in a Winter Olympic sport. Which sport is it? Is it A, bobsleigh, B, skiing, or C, ice skating? And you've got a little still picture from the film just there. So the film Cool Runnings is about a Jamaican team that take part in a Winter Olympic sport. Which sport is it? Is it bobsleigh? Is it skiing? Or is it ice skating? Question 5. How often are the Winter Olympics held? A little hint for you, it's the same as the Summer Olympics. So how often are the Winter Olympics held? So I said I should be a number, it's every years. How many years is it in between the Winter Olympics being held? Okay, we had a couple of people who missed question 1, so we're gonna head back and have a little look at question 1. Question 1 was, which of these is not a Winter Olympic sport? Is it A, skiing, B, snowboarding, or C, snowball fighting? Which of those 3 is not a Winter Olympic sport? Question 2, can you name any city that has hosted the Winter Olympics since the year 2000? Like I say, there are 6 possible answers, and I only want 1 of them. Question 3, downhill, slalom, giant slalom, and combined are 4 major disciplines of which winter sport? Question 4, the film Cool Runnings is about a Jamaican team that take part in a Winter Olympic sport. Which sport is it? Is it bobsleigh? Is it skiing? Or is it ice skating? Question 5, last question of the round. How often are the Winter Olympics held? Hint, it's the same as the Summer Olympics. So, how often are the Winter Olympics held? All right, that's round 1. We're going to move on to round 2, and round 2 is all about the sea. This is our mystery round. This week, it's all about the sea and oceans and water and stuff like that. So question 1 of our second round is true or false. If you dropped Mount Everest, so it's the world's tallest mountain, into the deepest part of the ocean, it would vanish completely. So if you dropped the world's tallest mountain into the deepest part of the ocean, would it vanish completely, or would some of it still be sticking out of the surface? That's the question. Question 2. What is there more of on the surface of the world? Is there more land or is there more sea? So what's there more of on the surface of the earth? Is there more land or is there more sea? Question 3. True or false? The blue whale is the biggest animal that has ever lived on Earth. So bigger than the dinosaurs, bigger than the elephants, bigger than everything that has ever lived. The blue whale is the biggest animal that has ever lived on Earth. True or false? Question 4, what name is given to the large chunks of ice that float in the seas near the North and South poles? If anyone's ever seen the film Titanic, Titanic famously hit one of these, and that's why it sank. What name is given to the large chunks of ice that float in the seas near the North and South poles? And they can actually float quite a long way. Right. Moving on to question 5. Which is bigger, the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean? Now, the Pacific and the Atlantic are the 2 biggest oceans in the world. What I want to know is which one of the 2 is bigger? Is the Pacific the biggest ocean in the world, or is the Atlantic the biggest ocean in the world? The Atlantic, that's the ocean that lies between the UK and America, and the Pacific is the ocean that lies between the other side of America and China and Japan. So which is bigger, the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean? That's question 5. Run through those again just briefly. Question 1, true or false? If you dropped Mount Everest into the deepest part of the ocean, it would vanish completely, be completely covered by sea. Is that true or false? Question 2, what is there more of on the surface of the world? Is there more land or is there more sea? Question 3, true or false? The blue whale is the biggest animal that has ever lived on Earth. Question 4, what name is given to the large chunks of ice that float in the seas near the North and South Poles? Question 5, which is bigger, the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean? Which is bigger? And that's the end of our round on the sea. And we come to our third and final round, which is, as ever, the general knowledge round. So a whole series of little questions here. Question 1, round 3. What colour are London's famous taxis? What colour are London's famous taxis? Nice friendly taxi driver there. What colour are the taxis? Question 2, what is Ed Sheeran famous for? What does Ed Sheeran do? What is Ed Sheeran famous for? Question 3, what are clouds made of? What are clouds made of? Question 4, if you're a carpenter, what sort of material do you work with? So if your job is that you're a carpenter, what type of material do you work with? And you might use some of the things in this picture. So you might use a handsaw, you might use screws, you might use a plane, a mallet, a chisel, a nail, a drill. What sort of material would you use these tools on? And our last question, what is the name of the main royal palace in London? So there's a great big picture of it there. What is the king or the queen's main residence in London? What is the big famous royal palace called? Big tourist attraction. Go through those again briefly. Question 1, what colour are London's famous taxis? Question 2, what is Ed Sheeran famous for? Question 3, what are clouds made of? What are clouds made of? I think it was quite a cloudy day whilst I was writing the quiz and I was sort of looking out the window. What are clouds made of? Question 4, if you're a carpenter, what material do you work with? And question 5, what's the name of the main royal palace in London? All right, that's all the questions in our quiz. So if there's any that anyone needs to hear again, let me know now, and I can go back and just show it again quickly. If I don't hear anything, I'll assume that we're all good, and I'll move on in just a minute to the answers. So like I say, if there's any questions you need to hear again, let me know, type it in the chat or unmute yourself and tell me. We'll go back to it. If you've got everything, you know all the questions, then we'll move on to the answers in just a minute. All right. Seems like everyone's quite happy, so we will move on to the answers. Sport round. Question 1 in the first round, which of these is not a Winter Olympic sport? The answer is snowball fighting.
Yes, I got that.
Yeah, it'd be great if it was, wouldn't it? But snowball fighting is not.
Snowball fighting.
It's not a Winter Olympic sport. They do it. People do competitive snowball fighting, but it's not in the Winter Olympics. Might be one day. Question 2. Can you name any city that has hosted the Winter Olympics since the year 2000? You can have any of these. Salt Lake City, Turin, Vancouver, Sochi, Pyeongchang, or Beijing. So well done to anyone who got any of those. I was in the DSC office on Wednesday, and Hugh didn't get any of them.
Is it this one?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Question 3, downhill, slalom, giant slalom, and combined are the 4 major disciplines of skiing. They're all types of skiing. I used to race a bit of slalom when I lived in Scotland. It's great fun, but I don't.
Skiing racing.
Yeah, skiing racing. I used to race on skis. I don't have time to do it anymore, sadly. If I ever go back to Scotland, I'll maybe do a bit. We'll see. It's great fun. Question 4, the film Cool Runnings. That is about bobsleigh. It's about the Jamaican bobsled team. If you haven't seen it, try and go and see it, because it's a great film. It's all about how a country that never sees snow can still go and compete.
The big white thing on the outside. Hang on, go.
Stop
How often are the Winter Olympics held? The Winter Olympics are held every 4 years. Every 4 years, Winter Olympics are held. Okay, so all the answers for round 1. Moving on to round 2, which is all about the sea. Question 1. If you dropped Mount Everest into the deepest part of the ocean, it would vanish completely. That is true. Mount Everest is 8,848 meters tall, but the ocean is 10,500 meters deep. So if you drop Mount Everest into the ocean, the very tip of it would still be 1.5 kilometers underwater. So the ocean is very, very deep. Question 2. What is there more of on the surface of the world? Is there more land or more sea? There's more sea. 71% of the Earth, so it's about over 2/3 of the Earth's surface is covered by sea. So there's a lot more sea than there is land. Question 3, true or false? The blue whale is the biggest animal that's ever lived on the Earth. True. It's bigger than any dinosaur that ever lived. It's bigger than anything. It is by far and away the biggest animal that has ever lived on Earth. Question 4. What name is given to the large chunks of ice that float in the seas near the North and South poles? They are icebergs. So iceberg is the answer. Question 5, which is bigger, the Pacific or the Atlantic? The Pacific is bigger. It, I think, is actually more than twice the size. It's absolutely enormous. The Pacific Ocean is biggest ocean in the world. So the answers for general knowledge. What color are London's famous taxis? They are, of course, black. Black cabs. London's famous taxis are black. Question 2, what is Ed Sheeran famous for? Ed Sheeran is a musician. He writes songs, he plays music, and if you've written down any of his songs, you can have that as the answer as well. So well done anyone who said he was a musician. All those people that are here on Wednesdays for the dance, there's lots of Ed Sheeran gets played, so I would have thought you would know that. Question 3, what are clouds made of? Water, water vapor, rain. I'll take any answer that involves water in some way. Clouds are made of water. Question 4. If you're a carpenter, what material do you work with? Wood. If you're a carpenter, you work with wood. I'm actually sitting at a desk at the moment, which is made out of wood, which I made myself. Using some of the tools you can see in the picture there. And our last answer, what is the name of the main royal palace in London? That is Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is the main royal palace in London. Okay, everybody, add up all your scores. Let's see how you did. How are we doing?
Way you out of way you.
Oh, that's a good score. Some good looking scores there. Hold up your scores if you want so we can see them.
Way you out of way you.
That's pretty good. What have we got in the chat? 15 out of 15, 10, 9. Yeah, some good scores here. Some very good scores. Very good scores. All right, I'm just gonna do this.